When I say the word leader, who comes to mind? For me, it's people like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Queen Elizabeth II, Angela Merkel, and Nelson Mandela, which for me, they all share a common goal, which is to create change. Not only to create change, but to see the results through the ideologies these presents, regardless of how well presented or how well structured an idea is, without it being able to actually be put into action and see the results, this idea becomes useless. When I think about great leaders and leadership, I think about individuals that receive genuine respect globally, people and individuals that are deniably great leaders. I truly believe in the fact which for an individual to believe in the leader, respect must be earned. That is through results and achievement. Because without respect, there are no trust either. That brings me to the man I wanted to share and talk about today, which is Bob Iger. Mr. Iger started at ABC in 1974, where he spent his next 25 years. Disney had an acquisition of ABC in 1996, which then transitioned for Bob Iger to start working at Disney 4 years later in 2000. He worked as the COO from 2000 to 2005 before he, from 2006, became their CEO and worked there until 2020. He was then reselected at Disney in 2022 and is still now in the present working as the CEO of Disney. Shortly, his achievements have been nothing less than incredible and been a crucial part of the success that Walt Disney has had in the past few years. Acquisition of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century is just a few, but one of the few major reasons as well that has led to the increase of the Disney empire as we know it today. In my introduction, I shared my perspective on what the definition of leadership is. The true definition from Oxford Language says the action of leading a group of people or an organization. With that, I started to think, what more is there to leadership? And I looked into the synonyms, and what came up was guidance, direction, management, and authority. To break these words down, when you think about guidance, that's an individual you want to seek guidance from, who is knowledgeable to provide you with the right information so you can succeed as well. Direction in the way that this individual moves in a direction with a clear purpose, and that is paving the way for the company to successfully move forward in the several years ahead. Management, to be able to manage employees regardless of their background and ability to get the best out of each employee. And lastly, authority, to have employees respect and trust you, for then that they believe in the assignments that are delegated to them, and that they trust in the vision you have and allow this individual to be this authoritative figure for the company. Compare this to Bob Iger and the true definition of leadership. He's led the company Disney, Walt Disney, for nearly 18 years straight, and in it being one of the largest company regardless of industry speaks for itself. Being in the TV and film industry for nearly 40 years gave him the knowledge he needs to run a company successfully. Had a clear direction as soon as he took over Walt Disney, had the acquisition of Pixar already in 2006. They were one of the toughest periods ever when he took over Disney as well. Having a company with 200,000 employees, and for the company being able to do that well in each department of film, shows that his management style to create a great working environment, along with the ability to bring people together and to bring employees in each department together and bring the best out of them to be able to provide great TV for the company. And along with this, to create great different group roles in each team for them to be able to utilize their skill set. His authority came natural after he was able to turn the tide at Disney and continue to be the empire everybody now knows and loves. He's respected and is highly valued, which is clear after he was only brought back a little over 2 years after he stepped down as CEO. His results and achievements speaks for themselves, as Disney market capitalization, which means the value of their company, rose from 48.5 billion to an astonishing 257 billion in those 15 years. The business had made 2.5 billion in earnings, but when Bob Iger took over as the CEO, and for the overall revenue for the business was only 10.4 million during his final full year in 2020. And between 2005 and 2020, Disney's shares grew by 400%. This leads me to talking about the courage of the decision Mr. Iger made by buying a company such as Marvel that was close to bankruptcy and even declared for bankruptcy, and which he turned into a $50 billion profit. That to me shows the true leadership, and that he had a clear vision in the direction of the company, that he was willing to take a risk as he knew they were able to turn it profitable for the company. Firstly, Mr. Iger is an authentic leader, with his leadership style being an integrator, in the terms of a man that takes pride in the well-being of his employees by creating working environment and to create genuine personal relationship with his employees. His leadership style is based off 3 core values, which Mr. Iger talks about being balancing work, leisure, and sleep, where he says that you need to pick 2 of them to focus on. There are only a certain amount of hours during a day, and as a CEO of one of the major companies, it's important to prioritize, as there are no success without sacrifices, regardless of what an individual needs to sacrifice. Second one is communication. Through the parts of having high communication skills, be clear and decisive with your employees, project optimism, and applying emotional intelligence. And lastly, openness, through fostering of curiosity in yourself and make it a habit by being a role models to others, and that they will try to mimic the steps that you as a leader has taken to become successful, to show your employees that you are eager to continuously learn and improve your own skills, for them to be motivated by that, and shows the many ways you are passionate about the company's big picture. Mr. Iger also emphasizes openness through seeking feedback from his employees, together with embracing failure, to create a culture of resilience and optimism, he says. A good leader is nothing without his employees. By having an open dialogue, create a safe space where all ideas, thoughts are accepted, and will then create a welcoming and trusting work environment to apply constructive feedback to employees and give them something specific to improve, something that is communicated clearly and encourage instead of discourage. In the end, picture leadership as a wheel, where the spokes in the wheel represents different things, such as respect, trust, ideas, direction, and achievement. All wheels can be different from regardless of the company and what you are trying to achieve. But say, as for Disney, with one spoke missing in this wheel, the wheel will still roll, but the wheel will be unstable. To be able to create a wheel where the spokes are continuously intact and the ability to always keep it rolling, and if so, says that one spoke detaches, how you then are able to keep it from stopping, and the adjustments you're able to make to keep it rolling no matter what. That to me is the true definition of leadership. Thank you.